Okay, we're back here for quiz night 83. Right, we're going to give you out the scores for 82. This is just the people that got over 20 in the last quiz. So Josie and Bill had a 29, Stevie and Rita had a 33, Jerry had a 21, Jean and Davey had a 30, and Billy Gray had a 30 as well. So Stevie and Rita got the winners by 3 points. Right now, there's one of these rounds. There's going to be a hardish one, but it's good. Learn you a wee bit. I'll keep it till the end. Here we go with round 1. What's the only city in the county of Cornwall? Okay, what's the only city in the county of Cornwall? Right, I'm going to ask. This is a 3-parter, but you need to get the whole 3 names for 1 point. Okay, you need to get the whole 3. Name the 3 actors who starred in The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Right, here's another 4-part answer, but I'm only looking 3 answers for a point. Okay, there's 4 answers, but if you get any 3, you'll get a point. 4 acts have got Unchained Melody, the number 1. If you name me 3 of them, you get a point. Okay, so 4 acts who've got Unchained Melody, the number 1. If you name 3 of them, you can get a point. Here's another one. I'm looking 4 this time. I'm looking 4. But there's 7 answers, but I'm only looking at 4 for a point. African countries with a 2-word name in the title. Okay, African countries that has a 2-word name. And I'm looking 4 for a point. There's 7 of them. Number 5. You're probably getting a pen or pencil, by the way. I should have told you at the start to write them down because there's so many answers there. Number 5. Ichabod Crane is a character in which Washington Irving book? Ichabod Crane. Number 6. Prospero and his daughter Miranda are characters from which Shakespeare play. That's Prospero and his daughter Miranda. What Shakespeare play would you find them? Number 7. Who wrote the 1938 novel Rebecca? And the last one in round 1, I'm going to give you the first line of a book. I want you to tell me what the name of the book is. Okay, it's a classic book. He was an old man who fished alone in a skiff in the Gulf Stream, and he had gone 84 days without taking a fish. It's the opening line from which famous novel? Get the answers down, and I'm going to give you the answers in a few seconds. And don't forget to let me know how you've done, whether a text, on a reply on the YouTube where you've seen this, or on Facebook, or text me, or if you see me in the street or something, tell me, and you get a wee mention if you get over 20. Here's the answers, so hope you've no cheating. What's the only city in the county of Cornwall? It's Truro. Name the 3 actors who played The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef and Eli Wallach. And 4 acts have got Unchained Melody, number 1, and you needed to name 3 for a point. We had Jimmy Young, you had the Righteous Brothers, you had Robson and Jerome, and you had Garth Gates. So if you said any 3 of them, give yourselves a point. 7 African countries. Now there was one wee trick one, because one of the 2-word countries doesn't count, as it's got a wee hyphen in the middle, as it's a wee hyphenated word. So if you said the Guinea-Bissau, doesn't count because that's the hyphenated word. So Guinea-Bissau is wrong. So this other 7 are South Africa, Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, the Ivory Coast and the Gambia. So if you have any 4 of them, give yourselves a point. Ichabod Crane is a character in which Washington Irving book? It's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. and Prospero and his daughter Miranda are characters from The Tempest. And who wrote the 1938 novel Rebecca? It was Daphne du Maurier. And he was an old man who fished alone in a skiff in the Gulf Stream, and he had gone 84 days without taking a fish. It's The Old Man in the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. Right, answers down. Score, write your score at the bottom of that sheet, and I'll move on to round 2. A couple of wee tricky ones in this one, but you'll learn it. But if you don't know it, you'll learn it. You'll know it the next time. What do you call a sentence that uses every letter of the alphabet at least once? Number 2. Which book begins with the line, most motor cars are conglomerations? Number 3, how to close this door. Number 3, Alexander Graham Bell originally suggested the use of which word when answering the telephone? And then somebody come up and said, just what about hello? So before they said they would use hello, what did Alexander Graham Bell suggest the word to use when you answered the telephone? What was the word? Number 4, which town is the headquarters of the Open University? Now, number 5, I'm going to give you 1 year Eller Way. You've got 1 year Eller Way, and your answer. In which year was the first coloured episode of Doctor Who shown on TV? Okay, remember the first episode was shown on the same night that JFK was assassinated, 1963. So, but what year was the first coloured episode of Doctor Who shown on TV? And you've got a year Eller Way. Number 6, a wee slogan. What did Cadbury drop from their advertising from their bars of milk chocolate in 2010 after they were told it contravenes European regulations? Okay, so what did Cadbury drop from their advertising slogan for their bars of milk chocolate in 2010 after they were told it contravenes European regulations? Number 7, what is the only body part that does not grow from birth? And the last one in round 2, who invented the word vomit? Who invented the word vomit? Right, if you want to go rewind it back and go over some of them again, write your scores down, or pause it now because I'm going to give you the answers. Okay, answers to round 2. What do you call a sentence that uses every letter of the alphabet at least once? It's a pangram. Number 2, which book begins with the line, most motor cars are conglomerations? It's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Alexander Graham Bell originally suggested the use of which word when answering the telephone? It was ahoy, ahoy. Oh, better, I should have kept it like that, ahoy. What town is the headquarters of the Open University? It's Milton Keynes. And which year was the first coloured episode of Doctor Who shown? You get 1 year Eller Way. It was shown, the first colour episode of Doctor Who wasn't shown until 1970. So if you had 69, 70 or 71, give yourselves a point. What did Cadbury drop from their advertising for their bars of milk chocolate in 2010 after they were told it contravenes European regulations? It's a glass and a half in every bar. I think I seen it recently, so they must have brought it back again. I could have swore I seen it there a month or two ago on TV. But they must have brought it back, but in 2010 they were told to drop it. What's the only body part that does not grow from birth? Eyes. Your eyes stay the same size from birth. Who invented the word vomit? William Shakespeare. Get the scores down. Right, here's a wee music one. Now, I know Billy doesn't like a music one, but this, he'd like this because he's good at the crosswords, and these are wee like cryptic clues for groups or artists, as in the music business. Okay, so you'll work it out. So don't forget they're groups or artists. Sometimes there's two clues in the one question, so if you work the first bit out and then the second bit out, they'll give you the first and second name, or if it may be just the one thing, it's a group, if you get what I mean. Number 1, throw carelessly, a type of headwear. Throw carelessly, a type of headwear. Number 2, Eve's partner, religion. There's 10, by the way, there's 10 of these in this round. Thomas, sailor's warning, beacon structure. So it's Thomas, sailor's warning, beacon structure. Potter or Merlin. Number 4 that is. Potter or Merlin. Number 5, Mary, Anne or Elizabeth. Number 6, plasters. Number 7, friendly prickly bush. Number 8, in Wonderland, just like that. In Wonderland, just like that. Number 9, Manfredi's partner on fire. Manfredi's partner on fire. And the last one, number 10. So you'll find some of these tricky. It's easy when you've got the answers in front of you. Spanish heavyweight in WC. Spanish heavyweight in WC. Some of these are mad, but they're good. They're good. They're good. I'm expecting at least 8 from you all in this round. 8. Ten will be a tough one. Right. Hope you've got all them down, because I'm going to give you the answers. So if you want to rewind and go over some of them again, don't forget you can pause this in the middle of the quiz. If you're stuck, pause it. If you write something down, you don't have to go right back again. Just pause it on your TV and write them down. Here we go with the answers to the music round. Throw carelessly, a type of headwear. So throw Chuck and Berry. Chuck Berry. Eve's partner, religion. Adam, faith. Thomas, sailor's warning, beacon structure. That's Thomas Edison. And the sailor's warning beacon structure is a lighthouse. So it's Edison Lighthouse. Love grows where my rosemary goes and all that. Potter or Merlin is wizard. Mary, Anne or Elizabeth. Queen. Queen Mary, Queen Anne, Queen Elizabeth. So that's a group. Queen. plasters is Band-Aid. Friendly, this could be a tough one for some of you. Friendly prickly bush, Buddy Holly. In Wonderland, Just Like That. Well, Alice in Wonderland, and Just Like That's Tommy Cooper. So Alice Cooper, in Wonderland, Just Like That, Alice Cooper. As I like this here one. It's a fun. Mon Freddy's partner on fire. Smokey Robinson. That was funny. Smokey Robinson. Spanish heavyweight in WC. Well, Spanish L and the heavyweight's a ton. So you've Elton John. WC can be called a John in America. The John, they call it a John. So it's Spanish heavyweight in WC is Elton John. Put your scores down. Hope you like that. Put your scores down, and we're going to move on to round 4. Number 1. According to a song lyric, who was getting married to a fella down Galveston Way? Here's a good one I heard there. Which cosmetics brand founded in Limoges? Is that France? Limoges, Limoges, that's somewhere in France. Limoges, France is named after the wife of Moses in the Bible. So what's the cosmetics brand that's named after the wife of Moses in the Bible? Number 3, what was the first consumer product sold on an installment plan? Number 4, in literature, what do you call a poem expressing sorrow or lamentation for someone who is dead? Number 5, sorry. How is Doris Mary Kappelhoff better known? Doris Mary Kappelhoff. Number 6. Which actor's most famous role in the 50s was played by Clayton Moore? Number 7. How is Barbara Ann Deeks better known? Barbara Ann Deeks. And number 8. What was the title of Nelson Mandela's autobiography? Okay, I'll share that in this round. So if you want to pause it there or go back on some of them, I'm going to give you the answers. So make sure you've got them all wrote down before I give you the answers. Okay. Number 1, according to a song lyric, who was getting married to a fella down Galveston Way? Was Sylvia. From Sylvia's Mother. This is by Dr. Hook. Which cosmetics brand founded in Limoges, France, is named after the wife of Moses in the Bible? Sephora. And what was the first consumer product sold on an installment plan? It was Singer sewing machines. In literature, what do you call a poem expressing sorrow or lamentation for someone who is dead? It's an elegy. And how is Doris Mary Kappelhoff better known? It's Doris Day. And which actor's most famous role in the 1950s was played by Clayton Moore? The Lone Ranger. And number 7, how is Barbara Ann Deeks better known as? Barbara Windsor. And what was the title of Nelson Mandela's autobiography? The Long Walk to Freedom. Right, that's the easy ones over. We're going to do a toughie one. Here's a tough one here. Right, some of these are tough, but once you hear them, if you ever hear them in a quiz you're at, you'll get them and you'll do them well. What's the name of the shape of a donut or a bagel? Okay, what's the name of the shape of a donut or bagel? Okay. Now you've seen these before. I know you've seen these before in museums or on TV but what in art, Okay, no art as an artist. Now you're going back a hundred or a couple of hundred years where people drew these things in art, and you've seen them in many drawings and paintings. In art, what is a putto? P-U-T-T-O. In art, what is a putto? Number 3. Which airline owned the 747 that was blown up by a terrorist bomb over Lockerbie in Scotland in 1988? But which company owned that airline, that 747? Number 4. What is the only breed of dog that is recognised as the only breed of dog with triangular eyes? I don't even know. I never knew a dog had triangular eyes, but I looked it up and realized, right enough, that's like sort of triangle shapes. So what's the only breed of dog that is recognised as the only breed of dog with triangular eyes? Number 5. Who is the patron saint of lost causes? Here he is. You've been out in the clubs and all, and old years night, and they play the Queen and all, and everybody stands up and sings and plays the Queen. But what is the first 2 lines of the second verse of the national anthem? It could be the King now, that's King. But what's the first 2 lines of the second verse of the UK national anthem? Here's one I remember uncle years ago drawing this here. I forgot all about it till I came across this in a wee book the other day. I don't know if I think 2 of you might get this, 2 or 3 might get this out of the ones that does it. Which character, people drew this wee character, it was a wee drawing. Which character peered over a brick wall to ask a question in the 1940s? I think it was in a paper or a magazine or something, but he had a name. Which character peered over a brick wall to ask a question in the 1940s? I'm only looking one singular name. Number 8. What's the name of the public gallery in the Houses of Parliament? That's our lad. Right. Answers down. We're running late today. We're about a minute and a half late. Number 1. What's the name of the shape of a donut or a bagel? It's called a torus. T-O-R-U-S. A torus. So a bagel or a donut shaped is actually called a torus. In art, what is a putto? It's a chubby male child, often depicted with wings. I thought it was a cherub, but you call them these things a putto. Sometimes they've got wee, they're also, could be playing a harp, or they could have a wee bow and arrow, and they've got wings, but they're called puttos. Which airline owned a 747 blown up by a terrorist bomb over Lockerbie in Scotland in 1988? It was Pan Am. And what's the only breed of dog that is recognised as the only breed of dog with triangular eyes? It's an English Bull Terrier. And who is the patron saint of lost causes? St Jude. And what's the first 2 lines of the second verse of the UK national anthem? It's, O Lord our God, arise, scatter her enemies. Number 7. Which character peered over a brick wall to ask a question in the 1940s? He was called Chad, C-H-A-D. And what's the name of the public gallery in the Houses of Parliament? It's Strangers Gallery. Okay, we've just came up past 24 minutes. That's one of the longest ones we've done. So don't forget to let me know how you've done. And it's Friday, so this will be on Friday afternoon here, about 2 o'clock. And enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you soon.